Oh my god, this is crazy!
Middleofnowheregaming.com. Everybody go to that website. Say we sent you.
Yeah, get that traffic
I bet they're really good at Minecraft. They're probably the antithesis of us.
This is the Middle of Nowhere Gaming Podcast.
Welcome into episode 60 of the Middle of Nowhere Gaming Podcast. I am your host, Courtney Osborne, and today I am joined by the one and only Miles.
Oh, I thought I was going to get my last name in there too.
Oh, well. See, I always struggle with saying names when I don't say them on a daily basis or hear them on a daily basis because, your name could be pronounced Farrington or Farrington.
It's Faring.
I know, and that seems the obvious way, but I would end up trying to say it, on the podcast live, and I would screw it up, and then I would look like an idiot because I was in a hurry to say it or something. Yeah, well, there's that.
Anyway, hello fans, how are you?
Okay, today we're not joined by Lou. Lou is busy doing something school-related. He has a busy week, I believe.
For once, it's not aliens or sickness.
Yeah, it's more like dissertation, finals, and essays. So that's fun. Which I'm starting to prepare for too. I have 2 essays due right after this weekend, both 8-page papers. And yeah, and I want to play Dragon Age, and I'm like, oh no, this week is gonna suck.
Hire a ghostwriter.
Yeah, I need to. Anyways. So before we get going, we'd like to congratulate the winner of our MONG Thanks giveaway. The winner was Sean Sigurdsson. Sigurdsson? Is that how you think that's pronounced?
Swedish.
Sigurdsson?
Or Norwegian. I don't know.
Well, he's from Canada, so there's that.
Okay, never mind.
And we alerted him of him winning on Tuesday morning, so he knew right away. And what he requested for his winnings is a PlayStation 4 copy of Grand Theft Auto 5. So, congratulations, Sean. Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you for entering, and thank you for being awesome, and thanks everyone for entering. It was interesting because the way we do our giveaway is the winners are always randomly generated based off of every kind of entry that people do or people do to enter or whatever. And the specific entry that he won on this time was that he's a subscriber to YouTube, our YouTube. And most of the time you see those kind of things, the winners are like, oh yeah, well they just subscribed just for entering this giveaway. Well, that's not the case with Sean. Sean's actually been a subscriber for 3 or 4 months. So that was interesting to see that it wasn't just somebody random who just joined, but it's somebody who's been following Mong for at least 3 or 4 months.
Good on you, Sean.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
For sure.
Oh, and everyone else. Don't think we forgot about you.
Oh yeah. And we'll almost assuredly be doing another giveaway probably around Christmas or New Year or something. So if you're still wanting one of the games and you can't afford it and you want to wait and try to enter, then there's another shot coming up. There's bound to be. We're awesome like that.
Yeah, we are. We're the most awesome.
Pretty fucking cool. And then another thing quickly to get out of the way before we move on is, remember, we started a Patreon a few weeks ago, so if you want to become a patron and support us and help us grow, then you can go to patreon.com//Middle of Nowhere Gaming and look at all the different perks you can get. If not, more power to you, we understand. No big deal.
Yeah, but still, check it out.
Yep.
When is Lou drinking ketchup?
Lou drinking ketchup. If the $200 goes through by the end of November, then it'll be sometime at the beginning of December. I'm assuming he'll want to wait until right after he finishes finals, but
Oh well, yeah, probably.
he won't want to get really sick or something. He's like, his teacher's, why did you miss your final? Oh, well, you see, I had to
decisions.
Had to drink an entire bottle of ketchup. And then we have an iTunes shout-out this week, and so you can go to iTunes, the iTunes store, and search for Middle of Nowhere Gaming, where you'll find all of our podcast episodes, and you can subscribe, and they'll automatically download and all that stuff. And one of the things for our giveaway this week, or the last 2 weeks, was to give us a written review on there. And the most recent one on there made me laugh earlier today when I was looking at it. And so we're going to go ahead and give our iTunes shout-out to John Joby, who gave us 5 stars. And his review says, if you love video games and wants to listen to a group of awesome people talks about said topic with a diverse point of view across different platforms, then this podcast is for you. Or not. I don't know what you like, and I don't give a, in parentheses, the following word is deemed bad and therefore being censored by an evil corporation. Period. I was just like, oh, okay, that's interesting. I like it. So thank you, John, for the review. And if anybody wants an iTunes shout out, you can go there and leave us a review. And if we find it awesome or funny or anything like that, we'll go ahead and read it on the podcast.
Yep. Leave us all of the reviews.
Yes. Next thing, right before we move on to the news, is worth mentioning this week. Anything exciting happening, Miles?
Iron Banner? No, not really.
Iron Banner. Ooh. Yeah, I haven't played Destiny in so long. It's so far out of my mind.
Tisk.
Yeah. Well, I've moved on to better things like Dragon Age. So, which I should mention. I said, like I said earlier, that I have those essays due at the end of the weekend. And Dragon Age has taken over my life also. And so, like, it's delayed my Tales of Hearts R review. But don't fret, it's still on the way. It's still coming. As soon as I get a little bit more time and energy to be able to sit down and write it, I will. Like I said last week on the preview for it, it's really good. It's a good Tales game, so don't worry about it. If you want a good JRPG on Vita or PlayStation TV, Tales of Hearts R is a way to go. But as for Dragon Age, oh my god. That game is so huge. I've spent, in the first 48 hours I had the game, I played it for 30 hours.
God.
Pulled an all-nighter, played it all day, other than when I had to go to class on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, skipped my first 2 classes to play it. And then my 3rd class was canceled, so I just played it all day yesterday, too.
How much sleep have you gotten?
Not very much. I feel like crap right now, and I'm starting to remember why we don't record the podcast in the evening anymore. For you guys who pay close attention, right now it's Wednesday night or Thursday night when we're recording this. And
no, don't pull back the veil. It's still Tuesday.
Yeah, and we didn't record it Tuesday, obviously. We record it Tuesday afternoons normally, and it's Thursday evening, and I'm exhausted after playing Dragon Age for all this time. But I killed my first dragon this morning before I had to go to class.
Well done.
Oh, it was so fucking cool, so rewarding. Like, as soon as I did it, and I was underleveled for this too, by the way. I just stumbled into it, and I just like, all right, let's fucking do it. But as soon as I finished it, the fucking loot drop was ridiculous. It was like 15 or 20 items, and a bunch of them were like rare, unique items, and it was so fucking cool. I was pretty proud.
I am a sucker for loot.
I was proud of myself. But yeah.
Have you tried out the multiplayer yet?
No, haven't had the time to, man. The single player campaign is so big. I finished every single main quest and side quest for the hinterlands and the whatever coast. Two of the first areas you unlock, and that's taken me the entire 30 hours so far. Plus doing the first few story missions. I just got to unlock the big base or whatever, Skyhold, and there's like an incredible amount left to do. So.
Well, I guess I'm going to be playing that up until the DLC for Destiny comes out then.
Yeah, you'll be playing it long after that too. It's
I'm just gonna
so big.
I have to mingle them after that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so ready to move on to the news?
No, I'm never ready.
All right.
Okay, now I'm ready.
You ready?
So, yeah. I'll go ahead and kick us off. So the first piece of news we have for you wonderful people from the News from Nowhere is Bloodborne, the PlayStation 4 exclusive, being developed by From Software, has been delayed, unfortunately.
Say it ain't so.
Say it ain't so. I hope someone remembers what song that is.
Weezer, man.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. So the game will now be releasing on March 24th, 2015 in North America and the... I don't even know what that means. PAL regions. PAL.
That's
Does that stand for something?
Yeah, it's the NCST and PAL or whatever. PAL.
It's like Pacific Asian something?
NTCS. Okay. Let's see. What is NTCS and PAL standard? PAL is Afghanistan, Algeria, blah, 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 Brazil, China, Norway, Sudan, Sweden, Switzerland, Thailand, Turkey, United Kingdom. So it's basically
America.
Europe and Africa and Asia. And then NTSC is North America and South America.
Okay. That's a lot of places. But yeah, so it'll be releasing March 14th in the North America and PAL regions, except for the UK and Ireland, which will be getting it on March 27th. This information was revealed in an article on the PlayStation blog. Producer
Masaki.
Okay, that's what I thought. My text is running together. Masaki Yamagiwa, haha, got that right, offered an explanation for the delay. And I quote, "While development continues unabated, we would like our team to deliver the best possible final experience. We were gratified by the feedback and data we received from those who participated in our limited alpha test." I'm so sad I wasn't a part of that.
Me too.
Yeah. The extra production time will also allow us to better integrate these learnings. And it was noted that fans should look forward to some exciting Bloodborne news coming in early December. So yeah.
I am very, very, very happy that the game got delayed.
Yeah.
My reasoning is just look at November. Look at this month with freaking Call of Duty 1 week. Next week we had Tales of Hearts, Assassin's Creed Unity, Assassin's Creed Rogue, and then Master Chief Collection. And then the next week, Dragon Age, Far Cry, Pokemon Alpha, Super Smash Bros. It's just like that's what's shaping up to be February again, with Bloodborne and The Witcher and
Golf?
The Order and Dragon Ball Z and Evolve and all these games all stacking on top of each other, and it's like, why? No, spread them out, please. Give our wallets a break. Give us time to play games and then move on.
I don't know. By then, that's when my wallet will actually be over full, so I'll be like, give me all the games.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have a significant chunk of cash at that point too, but still, looking at the way it is now, I don't have near enough time to play one game. So
that's true.
It sucks, but anyway, so if it makes the game better, good for them.
It's a good reason to delay a game, no matter what anyone says. If they want to improve it, then they should be given time. Especially since it already looks gorgeous. I don't think anyone thinks that the game is in trouble.
Yeah, I don't, certainly. I've been a fan. No. That first trailer, man, the first trailer for Bloodborne, I was pumped. I was ready for this game. It looks so good.
When someone was like, hey, it's like a faster Dark Souls, I'm like, I already like Dark Souls. This excites me.
Okie dokie. Moving on. Microsoft announced last week that sales of Xbox One for the week of November 2nd had tripled in comparison to the week before. The news came from Corporate Vice President of Devices and Studios, Yusuf Mehdi. Anyways, he announced it on the Xbox Wire. He stated that the Xbox One led console sales for the last 2 weeks and would soon reach 10 million consoles sold into retailers. This is a big statement for Microsoft. It's worth noting that no actual sales numbers were given, and does not account for actual consoles sold into homes. That's only 2 stores, which means not sold through, which was what PlayStation's recent announcement of 13.5 million sold through. That means actually 2 consumers, not to stores. Anyways, the upswing in sales can be attributed to several factors, including October's release of Sunset Overdrive, the $50 price drop that took effect on November 2nd, and then the recently released Halo Master Chief Collection. So all really, really good things in Microsoft's corner. So it's no surprise that they shot up in sales during the first 2 weeks of November.
I commend them. That's good news.
Yes.
Although I do want to see what the actual into homes sales numbers are.
Yeah, I'm really curious about that still.
Yeah, and also I don't know if is this one of the pieces of news. No. Okay. Did you hear about the thing that people were doing where they were taking in third-party Amazon prices for Walmart to match? I would totally have an Xbox if I thought about that. Third-party
marketplace. Amazon storefronts or whatever.
Yeah.
People just price a PlayStation 4 for $90 and then bring it in there.
Yep.
That's ridiculous. I can't believe that happened to Walmart. And it's a good thing they changed their policy on it.
Well, and apparently to begin with, their policy is to match Amazon, not third-party retailers. So a lot of people are just messing up and not paying attention.
Well, yeah, but the point is that they didn't specify that they couldn't sell to third-party vendors or bidding or whatever, auctions and all that stuff. They changed the policy in that they added the part where you couldn't go to certain places, and then now they also specified the exact websites that they'll do price matching for. But yeah, that's crazy. I can't even imagine the people who got them for $90, what that's like.
I imagine it's a really nice feeling.
Yeah. I wonder how many people bought multiple, Could I get 10 of these? And then, the profit on that? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Woo.
That is a smart but dirty tactic.
Yeah, it is. But anyways, hopefully Microsoft sales keep up. Hopefully that 2 weeks increase right there is going to be a continuing thing for at least a while. I do question, though, the validity of the statement of the Xbox One led console sales for the last 2 weeks, because NPD is typically what reports to these companies the sales numbers for all games, for all consoles, all that stuff. Do they report weekly, or is that a monthly thing, or how did they know that it was that? Unless NPD may report weekly. I don't know.
I have no clue. I don't keep up with NPD unless it's a story we're covering.
Yeah, I don't know the specifics of it, but that's interesting. Interesting that they knew that immediately. The last 2 weeks we led console sales. Okay.
We need a fact checker to check that for us.
Yeah, but speaking of NPD,
the top 10 games sold during October 2014, according to the NPD, are listed. We know them. We're going to tell you. So, number 1 was NBA 2K15, which doesn't really surprise me.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, and it's top. Are we doing top 3 or all of them?
Don't worry about it, unless they're significant.
Not really. So, top of the list was NBA 2K15. Then, Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS came in a smooth second. The Evil Within. Oh.
I was going to add that Super Smash Bros. For 3DS actually won our Game of the Month for October, so that was cool.
Yay! Okay. The Evil Within came in third, which actually surprised me a little bit.
It surprised me initially, but I think the good publicity it got after release really helped it. Because everyone raved about it, including us, including me.
That released... When did that drop? That was in September?
No, it was October 11th or 18th.
Oh, okay. I thought it came in...
Sorry, not one of those days. I was looking at November's numbers. Yeah, it came in the middle of October.
Okay, I thought it came out in September, and I was like, that seems like a game I wouldn't expect to keep up the hype, but
yeah.
Okay. Number 4 was Borderlands, the pre-sequel. 5 is Destiny, keeping strong. 6, Skylanders, Trap Team. Number 7 is FIFA 15. Number 8, Madden NFL 15. 9, Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor. And number 10 is Minecraft.
It wouldn't be an NPD report without Minecraft.
Yeah, I'm just going to specify it sold best on Xbox 360, bless you. Second best on PS3, and third best on PS4.
Now,
Why are there no Xbox One numbers?
Who knows, man.
Okay.
I find it interesting that FIFA and Madden, being a little aged at that point, was beat out a game like Middle Earth or even Minecraft. Like, those were phenomenal games, and it sucks that they dropped significantly from the month before, or being beat by a sports game that's annualized.
I'm honestly surprised that Minecraft for PS4 isn't higher on the list.
Yeah, but again, it doesn't count digital, though.
Oh, yeah, derp. Okay, I guess that makes sense.
So those actually could be higher based off of digital. We don't know. Who knows? Destiny's certainly higher than 5. It's probably more like 3.
Yeah. And you know what else could be higher?
Us?
No, we don't want cops on our tail. The amount of time it takes you to beat Far Cry.
Oh, that was a pretty bad segue.
I know, it was intentionally bad.
Okay, so anyways, apparently you could beat Minecraft. You could beat Minecraft in 15 minutes.
You probably could.
Probably could, yeah. You just die. You could beat Far Cry 4 in 15 minutes. I think this was first found out by a YouTuber, or a streamer or somebody posted on YouTube first before all the main outlets got a hold of it. But at the beginning of the game, no spoilers here. You have to run away. But if you decide not to run away at the very beginning and you just wait, if you wait for about 10 minutes or so, you can actually get an alternate ending sequence. And Ubisoft Montreal prepared this alternate ending for players who are more patient. It's really interesting that they did that. Like, there's no way I would have figured that out. No way. I would have immediately followed like the on-screen instructions and ran. Did whatever.
Yeah, because I watched a video about this and I was sitting there thinking, like, why would you do that?
The only thing I could think about was maybe this guy got up to go take a dump or, go get a drink or something like that and then came back and was like, oh my God, what's happening?
Yeah.
And then probably turned a recorder on and did it again or something because he accidentally did it the first time that's awesome. That's props to Ubisoft in a month where you can't do a whole lot right. This was something you did right. This is cool.
Yeah, it was really funny too, so
yeah.
That fun little Easter eggs for everybody.
Yeah.
Even though it's not Easter.
It's a Thanksgiving egg.
Yeah.
Because turkeys...
Oh, they do actually lay eggs. That makes more sense than the Easter Bunny.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so, has anyone been wondering why you can't change your PSN names? Well, so has Colin Moriarty. A recent interview conducted by Colin Moriarty with Sony Entertainment of America's president and CDO, Sean Layden, I thought it was someone else, but oh well, revealed that technical limitations aren't the only reason that this feature doesn't exist. Layden explained that Sony is well aware of the demand from users to change their PSN names, among other features like deleting unwanted trophies. Ahem. He says that there are a long list of features and extensions that they plan to address eventually, but what's holding back the name changing is the possibility of user abuse. Layden explains that, and I quote, "We don't want to make it so you can just go in, grief a bunch of people in Far Cry, change your avatar, change your username, go into COD, and grief everybody over there. We want to stop that. We want to do name changing in a way that's transparent, but also doesn't let people morph themselves. And yeah, it's terrible that you have to make decisions on a service, sometimes by optimizing around the bad actor, which is, the people that would grief. And I hate that we have to do that. So we're trying to balance that between the 99% of users going to have a good experience. How can we help that, make that happen without giving out more tools for the bad actor to go in and ruin the experience for others? So.
The answer is very, very simple.
I wonder if you're thinking the same thing I am. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Sean. I know you have experts who are looking into ways to solve this, but you could literally hire thousands of common people who could figure this out. And there are two ways. One way is to monetize it, because people are not going to pay $20 to change their name and go around griefing people every week. That's not going to happen. And if it does happen, you're going to make a shitload of money.
Yeah.
The second way is to make it to where they can only change it once. Make it to where you make your initial name, and at any point after that, you could change it one time. And if you fuck it up again, then you're SOL. Those are two very simple ways of doing this.
I was gonna say you could also like have a also known as thing going on.
Oh,
that might work.
Yeah. AKA
just like,
thing.
Yeah, like, well, not even AKA. It's just like it shows their history of the names they've had.
Yeah.
But also, like,
Ooh.
I know, doesn't Xbox Live do this for $10, right?
Yeah, they do it for some price. I don't remember what it is. I know I've changed my name 3 or 4 times in the time I've had an Xbox, and it's not big changes. It was like my first Xbox Live name was something really stupid, and I was like, I don't want it to be this, random thing that Xbox suggested me in 2006. They suggested me some name, and I was like, okay, whatever, fine, And then just when I finally started playing online, I was like, okay, wow, this name is stupid. I need to change it to something better that represents me. And so I changed it to like my name and then some random numbers. And then I was like, no, I want to change it to my name and the year I'm going to graduate. So I changed it to that. And then I was like, no, I want to change it to my name and numbers that represent me and my friends. And so then I did that. And each time I had to pay for it, but I was willing to because I wanted to change it. So.
See, and like I personally, I wouldn't pay $20, but like $10, and simply because I don't have any intention of changing it more than like once or twice, that would be a good price to me. Because like $10, I would be able to be Furious Milk instead of the name I am right now. So
within 30 days of creating your gamer tag, you could change it once for free.
Yeah.
And then if it's more than 30 days since you've created your gamer tag, you'll have to change it on the Xbox console for a charge. It doesn't say how much the charge is on Xbox.com. Well, that's fucking lame.
I think it's 800 points, I think.
Yeah, it's something like that. I forgot they do that. Do they even do... No, I don't think they do the Microsoft points anymore. Don't they? Didn't they change it to cash now?
I think they did.
I don't remember.
But let's find out. Okay, 800 is like $10, so...
Yeah, it is. I know. 1,600 was $20. It was a $19.99 card. But anyways... from that same interview, Sean Layden also revealed that PlayStation Vita sales have picked up due to PlayStation 4's Remote Play feature.
Yes.
Layden's comments suggest that the Remote Play feature has given it a small but noticeable boost, and he explains it by saying, Vita sales have actually been picking up ever since we enabled Remote Play on the handheld. There's a lot of interest in the PlayStation 4 community to have that opportunity. We have not stood back from it. We have not started to withdraw from it. I think we're just seeing it maybe move into a new place as far as game content goes. But I'm still keen on it. I still play it, and I still bring it up with the development community when I see them. Colin Moriarty also makes sure to point out that Layden and Sony PR representatives declined to quote any specific sales numbers when they were asked. So we still don't know how significant this increase is, but they are stating that it's been an increase. So that's good. I mean, all news is basically good.
It's also not surprising because, I mean, I was a staunch I didn't want the Vita to fail, but I wasn't going to support it. And now that I know I can play I can play Destiny when I'm on a trip. Because to give someone a gauge, when I went to stay at my mom's for like 3 days, I had to take my TV and my PS4 and my PC and everything. So that was a lot of stuff to take for 3 days. And I was like, if I had a Vita, all I would need is the little handheld, and that'd be good to go. So.
Yeah, that's way better than lugging around all that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like you. I think back to when I was in high school. And my buddies all lived about 30 miles away, and we would spend the weekends with each other, and what we would do is we'd all lug our TVs and our consoles all to each other's houses every single weekend. And that was such a pain in the ass, especially when we used to have those big-ass TVs.
Yeah.
And it's just, can you imagine if that had been around, like being able to remote play on a little Vita? Oh, God, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, like I'm planning on taking a trip to like San Francisco in February or something. No, I'm going to have a Vita by then. I'm just going to go ahead and say that.
Yeah, you'll need it. If you didn't, like, the train people or whatever, be like, what the fuck are you doing with this TV?
Hey, I'm getting my Destiny dailies done. You leave me alone.
Yeah. Buy one of the portable screens or whatever for your PS4. That'd be awesome, too. I
was actually debating that, but like now it's just like, I can play a Vita and not have nearly as much. I'm just going to do that.
Yeah.
But anyway, continuing on, the Goat Simulator, I wouldn't call it a cult classic, but What would you call Goat Simulator?
Like, I have no idea. Game
Like
of the year?
Game of the year. It'd be like an under the radar like killer app or something.
I would not even say it's under the radar when everyone knows about it. It's clearly
joke.
on the radar.
It was the joke. I guess
Yeah.
that's the best way to put it. But Goat Simulator will be receiving a free $0 MMO expansion this month, according to according to a video Coffee Stain Studios published on Monday. As part of patch 1.2, Goat MMO Simulator is the name of it. Will sport a new fantasy art style, quests, enemies, and non-playable characters. So, they're really taking this the extra mile.
Yeah, I watched the trailer and I was cracking up. I really want to try this. I still haven't had a chance to play Goat Simulator. I guess the way I would describe it is it's like a parody game almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks funny. It looks like it'll be, since it's free, it's not like it's going to be bad. It's not like they're ruining anything or making you pay extra for stupid content. They're just giving you more free content to laugh at.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Looks
Warlords of Goatnor.
cool. So anyways, what? Were you saying something?
No.
That wraps up all of the news we had for the past week. That's just basically all the big news. Since it is late on a Thursday night, we didn't want to go through all of the, hey, there was new screenshots for this, hey, there was a new trailer for this, hey, there was more screenshots for this, and we just decided to hit the big ones. But so let's move into the review wrap-up, and we've got 3 games this week.
Oh ho ho.
You want to take one?
I was going to take Adventure Time, I guess. I could take Freedom Wars, but if you would like it.
Okay. All right. Freedom Wars was reviewed by Andrew, and he gave it an 8 out of 10. He says, there is no doubt that Freedom Wars is an excellent game and a great action RPG. The combat is great, and every fight feels challenging, leading to plenty of satisfaction upon completing a successful mission. The game's customization is extensive and provides players a large magnitude of options to tailor their character and the combat to suit their ideal playstyle. It is just unfortunate that the game's interesting premise is held back by the game's average story, and that the combat doesn't translate well when battling the game's non-primary enemies. That sounds almost exactly like IGN's review. Now,
well, I guess it's true then.
Yeah, it must be. I mean, I've played the first 4 or 5 hours of the game, and based off of that, I didn't think anything was wrong with the story. Didn't think it was held back. In fact, I didn't like any of the fights almost, but it may be because I haven't got into the battle system enough yet. It's so complicated. It is really complicated to learn all of the minutia of equipping different items and the different weapons, the way they work, and using the grappling hook thing you have, and it's very, very complicated to do. And maybe I'll like the big battles better later on or something, but yeah, it is a good game. I do know that based off the time I have spent with it. I really enjoyed it. And I look forward to spending more time with it whenever I get more.
I'll play it with you one day.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
Once I get my Vita.
We'll have a Freedom Wars night. Be cool. Okay, so next review is Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and it was reviewed primarily by Patrick, one of our writers, and then I was his backup writer. I helped him out with some of it, and we talked about our opinions on it and came up with some conclusions that way. Our conclusion, or did I see? I don't think I said what it was rated. We gave it an 8.9 out of 10. Yes, that's it. Our conclusion says, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is exactly what the franchise needed, which everybody already knows now. It looks absolutely stunning, and it felt fresh right from the get-go. The story was both exciting and fun to play, and I ended up caring about the characters far more than I ever have in a Call of Duty game before. Sledgehammer Games' addition of the exosuit added to a whole new aspect of gameplay that made each level feel that much more intense. If you had questions about the franchise, then rest assured. As long as Sledgehammer is still making games, there are going to be some awesome ones. Let's just hope that the other Call of Duty developers can continue the excitement going forward. It's really good. I'm not even joking. I was completely blown away by how much I cared and how much I enjoyed playing Advanced Warfare compared to Ghosts and compared to, Black Ops and Modern Warfare 3 and Advanced Warfare was really good.
It's all because of Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, I would say more about Troy Baker.
Oh yeah, he is. I was about to say, oh yeah, he's in that game. That's like, he's in every game.
Yep.
Why would I say that?
Hashtag Year of Troy Baker. That's what I've been starting lately on Twitter. So if anybody wants to continue that, whenever you mention a game Troy's in, hashtag Year of Troy Baker.
So every time you talk about a game.
Well,
even the old ones.
I try to add it. I try to add it in whenever I can. Whenever there's the characters left.
He's in every single game. We're just gonna make that thing.
Literally is.
He was in E.T., the old game. He was in that.
The really old E.T. game.
He was in games before he was born. Actually,
in fact, he was buried there whenever they dug up all the games. He was like, hey guys, need me for another one? Sequel?
That's why he's so big on the scene, because he just came back from being buried for years. Oh, God. But I digress. Our last review is for Adventure Time, The Secret of the Nameless Kingdom. It was handled by Matthew Keats. Cates? I think it's Keats, though.
I think it's Keats.
And he gave it a 6.5 out of 10. On the whole, Adventure Time, The Secret of the Nameless Kingdom is, in my opinion, poorly executed on many fronts. Doubly so when compared to the series it steals from the most, Zelda. From a graphics perspective, this game leaves us wanting, due in good part to technical issues not usually seen with a 3DS game. Even if the art style is true to the television series, it is hard to look past the minor technical issues and the lack of 3D. On the gameplay front, this game is way too similar to Zelda series to warrant any mention beyond that fact. Adventure Time is reskinned Zelda. The inclusion of full voice work lifts the audio up to a touch, and there is certainly a welcome asset to an otherwise average sounding. Oh my God. He's using terms I'm not used to seeing in a review. Average sounding profile. However, the best work of all was the humor put into the game, and I most certainly had a few chuckles while playing through the game. And this, more than anything else, was my motivation to move forward. At the end of the day, if you identify as a fan of top-down Zelda games and Adventure Time, then The Secret of the Nameless Kingdom is likely to be up your alley. This is not a bad game, however, I wouldn't call it a great game either. It is middling at best. Whew.
Yeah, I'm not an Adventure Time fan, so I was never interested in that game at all.
I'm an Adventure Time fan, but I don't really care for the games.
Yeah. Anyway, so that wraps up the review. Wrapped up the wrap up. I think I've said that before. Anyways, I think we only had one question this week, which is not a surprise when everybody is probably buried in the mountain of games that have come out in the past 14 days.
That or schoolwork, yeah.
Yeah, or schoolwork. It's that time. Our one question comes from Tunde, our loyal and let's see, what would he's not responsible. He's consistent. Consistent. Yeah, well, I mean, that's not the word I'm thinking. He's our consistent listener who always sends us a question. And his question is, many journalists and gamers are calling this year the year of disappointments. Do you agree?
I don't think it's been a disappointment. I mean, there have been a lot of good games, but I do agree that there have been a lot of situations that were handled poorly or just were like, why is this a thing? So I see their point, though. I don't agree.
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, I want to say that I haven't heard anybody say that, but that's not to say that they haven't been saying that, because I haven't been keeping up with most of the recent podcast episodes. So if that's been being said lately, I haven't heard it. But when I think back on this year, yeah, there were a lot of delays, which was kind of expected. It wasn't, I never expected them all to be released this year anyways, but I just, this year was not a disappointment to me, personally, whatsoever. I mean, a game I didn't even play, Bravely Default, in February came out. And then there was Fable Anniversary, Danganronpa, Lightning Returns, which I loved. I know it's not great for everybody else. The Last of Us Left Behind. Let's see. This is all just February. Moving on. Tales of Symphonia HD Chronicles. Titanfall, which kind of disappointment for some people.
I think what you're just saying is there's been a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, some really, really, really good games all year long. So I by no means am calling this year a disappointment. That's where I stand.
If you really think about it, we had something good no matter what time of the year it was. So.
Yeah.
I think
almost every month had a really good release.
Yeah, like even during summer there was something to play.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess if you're looking at it, I don't know. I don't know. It's not a disappointment for me. I was happy with what I had to do this year.
This is the year that Nintendo is getting back on track. It's the year that PlayStation has cemented a lead over Xbox for the majority of the year in the US, which has not been seen in so long. It's the year where Xbox finally got its head out of its ass and started making really good decisions, and then have released some really good exclusives. Like, I don't know. I can't make the argument that it was bad. I can't.
Yeah. I mean, I assume it's mostly just like related to Gamergate and Ubisoft and all their, girls are too many polygons.
Yeah, the Gamergate thing, which I don't care for whatsoever. That's a big deal to some people. And then there's the several games being released being buggy when they were released. And yeah, it's an issue, but give it a little bit. It's still going to be a great game when they get it going.
Yeah.
And then the delays.
I know Brian Altano made a tweet about that though.
About what?
It was about like, I think it was just how to release a game in fall 2014. And it was like 1, don't finish it. 2, release it. 3, don't fix it. I got a chuckle because it's like, that's bad, but it is kind of true right now.
Yeah, that's the way it's been. But at the same time, like I said, it's still been a great year. Great year. So
wait.
What?
Is I see our question from last week from John Job Tunk. Is that the same? Is that like John Joby? Is that like a nickname of his?
Maybe. I don't know.
John Job Tunk or John Joby. I don't know. If you're listening to this, tell us how to pronounce your name, man.
Yeah. But that wraps up our questions, and we'll move on to the game releases this week, and then we'll go ahead and close it up for our shortest podcast in a while.
Yay!
This week, as almost everybody already knows, since it is the end of the week now, on PlayStation 3 we had Adventure Time, The Secret of the Nameless Kingdom, Dragon Age Inquisition, Escape Dead Island, Far Cry 4, Hatsune Miku, Project Diva F Second, because we didn't need a mouthful already. What?
Oh, it's a Vocaloid thing.
Oh yeah. The Jackbox Party Pack, which
what?
Yeah. Little Big Planet 3, Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, which finally released on last gen, Tiny Troopers Joint Ops, and then on PlayStation 4 you had all those games also, pretty much, and then also Grand Theft Auto 5, Monopoly Family Fun Pack, which doesn't have a platinum, MXGP, the official motocross video game, Never Alone, Rabbids Invasion, Rollers of the Realm, and WWE 2K15. Were you going to say something?
I was just saying what is Rollers of the Realm?
I have no idea.
That sounds like you're combining either like, was it like just really like roller skates and fantasy, or like ghetto thugs and fantasy? I
don't know. And then on Vita, we've got Adventure Time, Hatsune Miku, MXGP, Rollers of the Realm, and Tiny Troopers.
All right. On Xbox 360, you're looking at Adventure Time, The Secret of the Nameless Kingdom, Dragon Age Inquisition, Escape Dead Island, Far Cry 4, and Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, which you can finally get with its slightly lacking Nemesis system. Xbox One, you're also looking at Dragon Age, Far Cry 4, Grand Theft Auto 5, Monopoly Family Fun Pack, Never Alone, Rabbids Invasion, and WWE 2K15, and Pierre Solar.
Solar.
Pierre Solar. There you go. And on PC, Adventure Time, Company of Heroes, Ardennes Assault? Ardennes? I don't know. Figure it out, someone. Dragon Age, Escape Dead Island, Far Cry 4, Never Alone, and the marvelous Mistake.
Yeah, I didn't add in the crazy named games this time.
Why would you not do that?
Because
that's the part I love.
Because it was a huge list this time. I was just like, nope, I'm not gonna copy all of these down. Like it was ridiculous.
You should link me to the list so I can read them from the source.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not going to.
No.
But I was going to ask though, I didn't know that the difference between the last gen and current gen versions of Middle Earth, was it that they dumbed down the Nemesis system?
Yep.
I guess that makes sense, but yeah, I had no idea that was what the problem was. I thought it may have just been some graphical, I don't know, something was wrong with that.
Nope.
I guess I never looked into it.
Yeah.
On Wii U, sorry, what?
No. I was asking if you want me to take those.
I can, since they're short, or we can split. Doesn't matter. On Wii U, you've got Penguins of Madagascar, Watch Dogs finally being released, and Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, which comes out at midnight tonight. If you're listening to it on Thursday. No, my Best Buy store that I was getting it from, said that they didn't have any more pre-order copies of Pokemon Alpha Sapphire available, and I wasn't going to go to Best Buy and pick only Super Smash Bros. Up. I was going to pick them both up, and so since it didn't, I just went ahead and had them both shipped to my home address, and so yeah, I am getting Super Smash Bros. Tomorrow and Pokemon, but I'm not going to go pick them up. They're going to come to me.
Makes sense.
Best Buy has free shipping for them, so that was cool.
Nice. And for last but not least, 3DS, you're looking at Adventure Time, The Secret of Nameless Kingdom, which hasn't been said 4 times already. Pokemon Alpha Sapphire and Pokemon Omega Ruby. That sounds like a Pokemon.
Those Pokemon are being unruly. Yeah? Yeah? No?
No, we should probably stop now.
Yeah, I'm really bad at that. So that wraps up episode 60 of the Middle of Nowhere Gaming Podcast. Thank you all for listening. Once again, we always record on Tuesdays, except for when we don't. So, like this week. This week, it was Dragon Age Day. There was no way I was going to pull myself away from that. So we didn't record on Tuesday, and we recorded on Thursday night instead. You can record with us at you can email us at contact.mong@gmail.com for any questions you want to send to the podcast, or just any tips, anything you want to say, any comments, all the good stuff. You can find our Twitter at Mong. What?
I was going to say, that's kind of like recording with us, if they give us questions.
That's true. Very true.
You could be a part of the show.
Actually, and they can be a part of the show if you go to our Patreon. There are some perks that will allow you to join us on the podcast and send specific topics for our QuickTime event, which should be returning next month, and all that kind of good stuff. So if you want to possibly join us, go look at the perks and see which one.
Yay.
You can find our Mong Twitter account at mong.com, all spelled out, mong.ancom. You can find us on YouTube, youtube.com/Mong Network. And you can find us on Facebook, Tumblr, and Instagram by just searching for Middle of Nowhere Gaming. The website is middleofnowheregaming.com, where you can find all of our latest editorials, features, news, reviews, and all the good stuff, where you can see our sexy faces every day. Actually, I don't think our faces are anywhere on there. Well, I guess they are on the
staff page or whatever.
The staff page.
Yeah.
Except for all the new writers haven't been added in there yet.
They're not important.
Oh, they're totally important. Don't say that. You're going to scare them away.
Nope. Shots fired.
We love you guys. If you're listening, we love you. Miles hates you. Miles wants to kill you all. I mean.
Oh, okay. No, slow down. I'm not getting taken to jail for that.
In Destiny, I was going to say. Jeez. Anyway, so this is us signing off. You can find me on Twitter at Osborne_2009, and you can find Miles at
Furious Milk.
Until next time, friends. Mong?
Keep it milky.
What?
Keep it milky. That's giving my new phrase.
Okay.